Okay, the meeting will please come to order. This is the duly advertised meeting of the Joliet Zoning Board of Appeals. In our capacity, we hear petitions for relief from the strict provisions of the city ordinance. In matters of this type, the decision of the board is final in respect that it does not go to the mayor or the city council for any further action. If you disagree with our decision, you do have recourse in the court of record. We also hear petitions for variations of land use. In matters of this type, we acted as an advisory committee to the mayor and the city council, making a recommendation either for or against it. The final decision on land use is made by city council. Secretary, please call the roll.
Ms. Darley?
Here.
Mr. Ferguson?
Here.
Mr. Graham?
Here.
Ms. Nevadas? Ms. Powers?
Here.
Mr. Riggs?
Here.
Mr. Hennessy?
Here. Any requests today to digress?
Mr. Chairman, we do have one request for tabling, and that's petition 2015-09, and that would be a 30-day tabling.
What was the reason for the request?
The petitioner is still working on the finalizing a ground lease with the landowner.
Okay. That it?
That is it.
Okay.
I'll move to table.
Second.
We have motion and second to table. Call the roll.
Mr. Ferguson?
Aye.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Riggs?
Aye.
Ms. Darley? Aye. Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Brelay Way property owners. Anyone here? Laraway Road?
Petition number 2015-06. The applicant is BRE, Laraway Property Owner, LLC. That group is also the owner. Location 401 East Laraway Road. And their request is for a variation on allowed trailer parking. The petitioner is requesting a series of off-street parking variations to accommodate a new industrial distribution tenant in a currently vacant warehouse located at 401 East Laraway Road. The tenant will require an expansion of tractor and trailer parking, as well as a major expansion of the employee parking available on site. Due to site limitations resulting from the existing configuration of the warehouse on the lot, tractor-trailer parking cannot be located on the site according to the ordinance regulating accessory parking of semi-trailers in industrial districts. Under site-specific information, the site proposed is Lot 2 of Laraway Crossings Business Park, Unit 21, Re-Subdivision Number 1. And that was formerly known as Lot 22, Laraway Crossings Business Park, Unit 21. The 36.5 acre parcel is zoned I-1, and that's City of Joliet Light Industrial Zoning. The Joliet Plan Commission is reviewing the preliminary plat of Laraway Crossings Business Park, Unit 21, Reed Subdivision Number 1, concurrent with this variation request. An amendment to the annexation agreement for Laraway Crossings Business Park was approved in August of 2007, and the site was annexed to Joliet in July 2000. Surrounding zoning, land use, and character. Land use and zoning in the vicinity includes undeveloped land zoned I-1 to the north, undeveloped and residential unincorporated Will County to the south, as well as essential services, which is a water tower, and commercial recreation, the Chicago Speedway, zoned I-1 to the south. Land use and zoning to the east is undeveloped, zoned I-1, and to the west is undeveloped and industrial, also zoned I-1. Applicable regulations are as noted. This petition was reviewed at the Community Design Review Board, and that was in early March. There were no comments from other city departments or agencies regarding this particular request at that meeting. Under general discussion, the existing warehouse is 480,000 square feet structure built by Ryan Companies in 2005. The proposed tenant requires a significant increase in new tractor and trailer parking, as well as car parking to facilitate the use of the property. To meet the new parking demand, the existing lot is being reconfigured with the addition of 6 acres being acquired from the adjoining lot to the west, which is labeled Lot 21 on the site plan. The 6-acre site is the location of the new trailer parking area. To meet the increased parking demand, the petitioner requests the following series of variations. 1, a variation of the requirement that all tractor or trailer parking should be located across from the 2 longest sides of the building. 2, a variation of the maximum number of tractor and trailer spaces at the site from 152 spaces to 210 spaces. And that would be 72 existing trailer spaces, plus 108 new trailer spaces and 30 new tractor spaces. And finally, a variation of the requirement that tractor or trailer parking spaces not be located within 50 feet of the warehouse building corners. A site plan and landscape plan of the planned trailer and car parking areas, I believe that was available. Adequate off-street parking, stormwater detention, and landscaping are provided at the reconfigured site. And that concludes the staff report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth.
Yes, sir.
Your name and address, please.
Michael Anson, attorney, 735 Essington Road, Joliet, 60435. Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I represent the property owner. We feel we've worked on the staff with this project. We think the report is adequate, and I would just ask for any questions at this time.
Are there any questions from the board? Any comments? Anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Is there anyone opposed? Chair closes the petition and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Poll the board.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Riggs?
Aye.
Ms. Darley? Aye. Mr. Ferguson?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2015-07. William Shank. Petition 2015-07.
Petition number 2015-07, the applicant and owner is William Shank, Bradford Real Estate Company, location 2575 through 2577 Plainfield Road. The request is for a series of variations. The petitioner is requesting variations on the required off-street parking spaces from 51 to 45 and on the required size of a parking stall from 9 by 20 or 180 square feet to 9 by 18 or 162 square feet in order to allow the construction of a 9,200 square foot multi-tenant commercial building. Under site-specific information, the 1.1 acre site currently contains 3 occupied single-family properties that were annexed in Zone B3, which is Joliet General Business Zoning, in 2006. Surrounding zoning land use and character: to the north is commercial, Zone B3. To the south is residential, unincorporated Will County. To the east is residential, B3. And to the west is institutional. There's a church there on R1, single family, City of Joliet zoning. Applicable regulations are as noted. There were no comments regarding this particular request at the March Community Development Review Board meeting. Under general discussion, the petitioner is requesting approval of 2 parking-related variations in order to allow construction of a new commercial building at the northwest corner of Plainfield Road and Garden Street. The conceptual site plan for the development shows the layout for the building footprint, parking lot, drive-through, and storm water detention pond. There are 2 curb cuts proposed for Garden Street, one full and one in only. These locations are subject to approval by IDOT as well as the proposed 3-lane intersection at Plainfield Road. The proposed building will be required to meet the city's non-residential design standards, which will require full brick and/or stone veneer material. The site will be fully landscaped as per the landscape ordinance, and a new 6-foot-high board-on-board fence will need to be installed along the east property line adjacent to the existing residential property. If the zoning board desires to approve the special use permit, the following conditions would be included. One, that a landscape screening and paving plan be submitted as part of the building permit plan that meets city ordinance. And finally, that the building elevation plans be submitted as part of the building permit plan set that meets the city's non-residential design standards for a commercial quality masonry building. And that concludes the staff report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir?
Yes.
Name and address?
William Shank, it's 30 South Wacker, Chicago, 2850.
Going to be talking, sir? Swear you in. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth? Name and address.
John Schottish, Bradford Real Estate, 30 South Wacker also.
Thank you. Any comments you'd like to make, sir?
Just like to open it for questions.
What type of occupancy are you going to have in there? Let's talk into the mic. We have to record all this.
Sure, no problem. We'll be 100% occupied before
But
construction.
what type of tenants are we talking?
What type? One tenant is a proposed Potbellies. The other one's a vitamin shop. And then the other one would be general retail in the middle.
So these diminished lot sizes or parking spaces, is that going to cause any problem with types of vehicles going in there or anything?
No, I don't believe so. That's 9x18's retail industry standard. The depth is fine.
Not too
And-
far from the norm.
Correct.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, I do. If you put a Potbellies in, there'll be a drive-through area? I mean, have you made allowances for that?
There would, ma'am, as you can see, the plan,
Up
that's
on
where
the-
the right-in is there. and
Okay.
That's the drive-through and the bypass lane.
All right,
And that, to date, that's the only proposed
Okay.
restaurant.
thank you.
Eka, do you have a question?
Where does the current driveway from the residential across the Garden Street, where does that drive come in?
It looks like it matches up with our full access point.
Okay.
Any further questions or comments? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Is there anyone opposed? Chair closes the petition to the floor.
Mr. Hennessy?
Oh, come forward, please, I'm sorry. I swear you in. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir?
I do.
Name and address?
Joe Hadamick, 2414 Keith Avenue, Joliet, Illinois. I am the treasurer on the Sunnyland Sanitary Board. My concern is a couple things. Our meter is located right on that corner property right there. I don't know what kind of access we're going to have with that being a retail center. Also, the in and out on Garden Street is a major thoroughfare through our subdivision. Left turns out of there now take 5-10 minutes sometimes. And then the other last thing is, Will County spent $1.1 million on, excuse me, on stormwater. All the water from Sunnyland runs behind what they're developing. I'm worried about that water getting stuck right there. That's all I have.
Thank you. There been any studies on that water retention that we know of?
In terms of what they're proposing,
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done our full engineering, but I think the stormwater comes from that culvert to the north and goes under and then continues on. So we would just tap into we would detain our water and then discharge into the.
Yeah, it is illegal, if new construction like that, to flood any surrounding areas. So they couldn't engineer it in a way that would cause you any damage if it causes a floodplain. So you can rest secure on that. And just, do you have any of his other questions? Do we have any answers for those?
As part of this development, we're also going to modify the Garden Street curb cut there. So we're going to make it 3 lanes, so you can make a right.
Yeah, anything done on Plainfield Road would be up to IDOT anyway, wouldn't it?
Correct. And this is all be
Don't
up
have
to
any
IDOT as
authority
well.
over there, it's a state highway. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Chair closes the petition to the floor. Ask the board for discussion and a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition, subject to the conditions as stated. Call the roll.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Riggs?
Aye.
Ms. Darley?
Aye.
Mr. Ferguson?
Aye.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Contreras? Petition 2015-08.
Petition number 2015-08. The applicant is Noe Contreras. The owner of the property is Thomas Papish. The location is 53 East Clay Street. Mr. Contreras' request is for a special use permit. The petitioner is requesting approval of a special use permit in order to allow an automotive and tire repair facility. Under site-specific information, the 15,000 square foot site is zoned I-1, and that's light industrial zoning. It currently contains a 6,000 square foot masonry building that has recently been renovated and painted. Surrounding zoning, land use, and character. To the north is commercial parking lot, and that's zoned I-1 as well. To the site is commercial I-1, to the east is commercial I-1, and to the west is industrial I-1 zoning. Applicable regulations are as noted. There were no comments regarding this particular request at the March Community Design Review Board meeting. The petitioner is requesting the special use permit in order to allow an automotive and tire repair facility at the existing site. The building has been in existence for many years, and the property has a long history of commercial, light industrial uses that previously included automotive repair. A large fenced-in employee parking area is planned adjacent to the west side of the building, and there is an additional fenced-in area for more storage adjacent to the north side of the building. Paving of the 2 parking areas and repair of the fencing are being recommended as a condition of approval as per city ordinances. Long-term storage of junk vehicles and parts on-site will be prohibited. If the zoning board desires to recommend approval of the special use permit, the following conditions would be included. 1, that the unpaved parking lots be paved as per the requirements of the city's Public Works Department within 90 days of approval. 2, that the existing fencing, including broken and missing slats, be repaired also within 90 days of approval. Number 3, we have included the 180-day requirement that a building permit or certificate of occupancy be obtained no later than 180 days of the effective date of approval. And finally, should the property be declared a public nuisance, it shall be subject to a rehearing and possible revocation of the special use permit. And that concludes the staff report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir? And your name and address?
Noe Contreras, the address 53 West Clay Street, Joliet.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any comments you'd like to make, sir? Okay, any questions from the board? Do you have, are you presently in this business now, or is this a new business you're opening?
No, I'm in business already. It's a number 3.
Okay. And how long have you been in the business?
10 years already.
10 years?
Where are your other businesses?
One is in Melrose Park, and the other one is in Aurora,
And where do you live?
Franklin Park.
How many employees would be at this facility?
2.
Any other comments? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed? Chair closes petition to the floor and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
I'll move for approval with the attached conditions.
I'll second.
We have motion to second to approve the petition. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Riggs?
Aye.
Ms. Darley?
Aye.
Mr. Ferguson?
Aye.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Petition 2510?
Thank you. Thank you.
North Shore Sign Company, somebody here?
Petition number 25-10. The applicant is North Shore Sign Company. The owner is Inland Commercial Property Management. Location 2805 Plainfield Road. Their request is for a variation on signage. The petitioner is requesting a variation on the maximum allowed height for a wall sign from 25 feet to 31 feet, and to allow an illuminated sidewall sign that does not front on a street for a proposed Ross Dress for Less store. The 3.5-acre site comprises one lot in multiple tenant spaces within the Joliet Commons Shopping Center at US Route 30 and Hennepin Drive. The new Ross store will be located in the tenant space of the former Office Max. The reconstruction of the store is to begin this spring. The existing zoning is B3, and that's general business. Under surrounding zoning, land use and character, in all directions, it is B3 zoning. Applicable regulations are as noted. No comments regarding this particular request at the March Community Design Review Board meeting. Under general discussion, the new Ross store for less, in order for the new store to locate their national signature signage within the entry structure of their new location, a variation on sign height from 25 feet to 31 feet has been requested. In addition, a side wall sign that faces northwest is also being requested. The architecture of the proposed building renovation dictates the placement of the signage in these areas, and they will not protrude over the parapet roof line. The proposed sign area of the front-facing sign will be 103 square feet, and the area for the sign on the side elevation will be 30 square feet. And that concludes the staff report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir?
I do.
May I have your name and address?
My name is Chuck Zenn, Z-E-N-N, at North Shore Sign Company. And let me see what the address is, because I don't always use this. Okay. We are at 1925 Industrial Drive, Libertyville, Illinois.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Do you have any comments, sir?
Just that we're doing this primarily for aesthetic reasons. Want the sign to be balanced on the facade of the store. And then we want a smaller sign on the side in anticipation and for whatever side traffic they may have now.
Is this a standard Ross sign
Yeah,
they usually use?
it comes in different sizes, but it is the standard general. There's a large Ross and a smaller Dress for Less. Sometimes we'll put Ross to the left, and then Dress for Less will stack. Depends on the dimension of the facade and what balances.
Now, Ross is,
We'll have a
what,
narrow.
they deal in what, clothing and
Yeah.
furniture and everything? It's sort of like a Marshalls or what?
Mainly clothing, kind of like TJ Maxx.
Okay. Yeah, I see them advertised on TV all the time. I never did know what they did. Any other questions or comments? It's a good addition for Joliet.
Thank you.
Motion would be in order. Oh, anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed? Chair closes petition to the floor and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We do have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Darley?
Aye.
Mr. Ferguson?
Aye.
Mr. Graham?
Aye.
Ms. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Riggs?
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
A motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting would be in order. All those in favor, approve by saying aye. Aye. All those in favor of adjournment? Say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.
That was pretty